So we're going to be doing sock puppets, and you may have your supply kit or you may have gathered your own supplies, but either way, we're going to start with our sock. I'm doing a Sports Fanatic sock this time around. There's little footballs on here. Turn it inside out, excuse me. Then place it down, heel side down on your surface. Okay, now your sock is ready. Now you should have some cardstock. You can also just use a piece of cardboard like this. You could use a piece of felt or a piece of foam board. For our purposes for the moment, I'm just going to use this piece of scrap. It's a nice way to recycle something. So here we go. I've got a cup, okay? I'm gonna take my cup and I'm gonna squeeze it like this to make an oval mouth shape on it. So just squeeze it like that. Put it down on your paper and then take a marker or pen and trace. There you go. Now I've got an oval shaped mouth, okay? And I'm going to cut that out. Okay. I might want to make this like a little bit more of an oval, so I'm not cutting perfectly around the lines. You can also do a circular mouth, by all means. This little guy Rudy has a circular mouth, as you can see. Okay. And what I did for the circular mouth is I just traced this cup exactly as it is. So that's up to you. Now I'm going to do a yellow mouth. So I'm going to next trace my mouth. Cut this one out too. Great. Now we have two ovals. Put my scraps to the side. Okay. And now we are working with craft glue. You are more than welcome to work with a glue gun if you'd like, but for our purposes for camp, we're going to use this. A little wet rag close by in case I get any glue on my fingers. Take this and cut it in half, and then glue them on. Glue in the middle. Try to get it along the edges. A little bit goes a long way. Ooh, this bottle is not cooperating. All right, so look a little bit like that. And there we go. I already put my top on. I'm just gonna bend them. Squeeze them really good, because as we use this craft glue, it can be a little slow to dry. Okay. So we're gonna give that a few minutes to dry, and then we will turn our sock inside out. Okay, so now the heel will be up on the top of your wrist, and as you can see, it's already starting to feel like a puppet. And the inside is just reinforced. Okay, so now let's do the rest of our mouth. So now you've got this colorful one, and you can, I'm doing a yellow mouth. Mouth could be any color you can imagine. Spread some glue in here. I have to open up my glue a little bit better. There we go. And again, you can see my hands. Just going to press it down as best I can to really help that glue reinforce itself. Good. You really want to get it up at the rim of your sock to the best of your ability. Good. And we want to fold it in half like the shape of the mouth. So you can do that. And then again, just press and hold to dry. Just press and hold. Mine has a little bit of an overbite. Good. You do want to give it ample time to dry, but I'm excited, so I'm going to give it a little try. And there he is. He's got a mouth. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, I just reinforced mine with a little bit of extra glue, and while we wait for that to dry, we can create a little nose. So, pom-poms make for great noses, although you can use anything you'd like. And, I don't know, I could do a green nose, but it kind of blends in, or a white nose. Or this one, it kind of sparkles. Or red. That's like, I'm gonna do a white nose. I like white for this particular puppet. Okay, so I'm gonna just take my glue. Actually, my suggestion is to go back to your cardstock and, oops, actually glue it to the cardstock. Because the cardstock will dry to the fabric a little bit more quickly and easily. Now if you're using a glue gun, just hot glue right to the sock. You can cut this little shape out before or after, but I'm just going to cut it out. And there it is. Now I'll put a little glue right where I want to put my nose. Okay. Then I will press that nose down. And again, I'm going to give it a nice firm press. Poor little puppet, squeezing his nose, or her nose. Haven't decided who this puppet is yet. So you may know exactly who your puppet is before you start making it, or you might just start making a puppet and some magic will happen and you'll come up with who that puppet is as you go along. Alright, you get a little glue, that's okay, it will dry clear, and you can always clean your fingers. Okay, so there we have it. Got a little nose. Just going to give you a little look-see. So here we go. Got a nose and a mouth. A nose and a mouth. A nose and a mouth. Okay. Now we're going to put some eyes right around here. Right at the bend. Right at the bend of the mouth blade. So, now for the eyes, we want to lift them up off the head, so we could use little pom-poms. Or, what I'm going to use today is ping pong balls. Ping pong balls, okay? Eventually look like Rudy, who has ping pong ball eyes. Alright? So, same thing goes for this. We're going to actually glue the ping pong balls to the cardboard and then apply the cardboard to our sock. Just gonna put glue right around the edges, like so. See that? And stick it down on my cardstock to dry. I'm gonna take some more glue. I'm doing 2 different colored eyes. You can do the same colored eyes. Rudy's eyes are both pink, but today I'm working with 2 halves of 2 different ping pongs, a green ping pong and a blue ping pong. White ping pong balls are great too. Little foam craft balls work. Paper towel rolls work. Egg cartons. Put out egg cartons and that will work perfectly. Right. I'm gonna let that dry. And then when we cut it out, we can even, it's okay if some of this cardboard is showing, because it looks kind of nice. Just kind of looks, let me show you. Rudy on here. So you can see he has a little bit of green around his eyes. It's okay, it kind of just lines his eyes, accents them. Yoop, 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 yoop. Okay. Yeah, we definitely have to give this a minute to dry, but I think I can start cutting these out. Just gonna cut them out like a square just first here. There we go. Put my scraps aside so I keep a clean workspace. See that? And what we'll do is we'll add the googly eyes directly onto there. And it will be great. Going to gently cut around these eyes. Again, leaving a little rim is nice. So don't feel stressed about getting every little bit of your cardstock. Or whatever you're using. You could be using cardboard. You could be using felt. Felt is great. Fabric scraps. A recycled cardboard box. And scraps. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to place my eyes right about here. Right about here. See how okay. So, where's my glue? Here's my glue. And just going to circle a little glue around and into the middle. By the way, my glue was not cooperating before, so I had to get the scissors out and cut the top a little bit better so that it would flow more quickly. So there we go. We're ready. And I'm going to find that nice spot where I wanted to place these eyes. And again, I'm going to just really nicely hold them on there to reinforce the glue. Yes. So, we need our googly eyes. And I've got a pair here. These are colorful ones. They make all sorts of shapes and sizes of googly eyes. Here's a cute pair that I'm working with. And we're just going to put them right about here. See how this comes along? Now, I'm just going for the moment to spin my puppet around so that I can put some glue on. And gently attach these eyes. That's my little boy Noah. He's getting stuck in the chair because he is very adventurous and loves to explore the house. Okay, there we go. So those are going to dry just like that. Excellent. Okay, this is really shaping into a puppet now. I love it. So we just did eyes like this, but I'm going to show you just another variation. This puppet has been used and loved a lot by a 3-year-old, so it's seen better days, but does have really cool eyes. So, hello. Those were pipe cleaners to kind of lift these eyes up off the sock. So, feel free to be inventive and come up with different ways. This is still drying, but we're going to talk through the next step because we can do some hair. And I have some fun different things here. I have this, which is just polyfill for making pillows and such. So we could do a little puff of hair, and that might be fun. Puffy hair. You know, this could also be a like puffy beard, I guess. I'm gonna stick with hair. It could be puffy hair, and I have yarn. And yarn makes for really fun hair. This might be too much puff. Now I'm thinking, nope, more is better. This is like Einstein hair. Oh, I'm gonna kind of roll this up into a puff and apply some glue. Here we go. And kind of stick it on there. Oh my, that is some fun, silly hair. I don't know if I'm gonna need some more glue. I could grab some puffy paint and add some paint to this hair. That would probably need to dry overnight, so I wouldn't recommend doing that until later after camp hours, but oh my goodness, he's starting to have some goofy hair. I'm putting this on me way too soon, so don't do this at home, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of how this puppet is shaping up. Pretty cool, huh? Say hello. Oops, see, it's too soon, so the eyes are popping off. We really do have to give it time to dry, but I need to just show you for the purposes of demonstrating. Okay. If you have things like ribbon at home, here's a whole spool of ribbon. If you have stray pieces of fabric, it can come in handy for all sorts of things. Of course, the pipe cleaners are super fun. Check it out. It's a unicorn finger puppet. There's so many kinds of puppets. Okay. So now it's Operation Dry time. So I've decided that I want to give my puppet a little bit of a eyebrow or eyelid look. So I'm just going to shape this around so I get the sizing right before I cut. Great. And I'm going to cut right here. And then I'm going to take some glue and glue this onto the eyes. This is just doing some accents and decorations. So I've decided that I want to give him a little bit of, there he is so far, a little bit of a mustache. So I'm just going to take this fabric, this is the yarn, wind it up in my fingers a little. And I'll just take a little piece to tie it in the middle. There we go. I just kind of tied it off like that so that I can glue it right to his face here. There it is. A little mustache. It's cute. And the next piece that we need to do is the arms. So you have a couple of options. Rudy here has arms made of socks, in which case you just cut the sock up until you have a nice little piece about 6 to 8 inches long, and then another little piece of the same size. Okay, or you can use something like this, some ribbon, which is what I'm going to do for this puppet. Okay, and what we're going to do is behind the hair, so right back here, on each side we're going to tape, glue these down like this, okay? Here's my glue, put a little glue at the end of my fabric. Then I'm just going to take it and press it down right there, okay? See that? Go. And same thing with the other arm. It's really pretty cool how a simple piece of fabric or a simple second sock will make an arm. You need some extra glue on this side. You know, you don't want to overdo the glue because it'll take longer to dry, but you definitely want to give it enough glue. So there they are from the back. There they are from the front. Okay, now we need to add our puppet rods. We have these rods. These are our rods that are going to help us move and control the arms of our puppet. So we'll have one hand in, and we'll use the other hand to control the rods. And you can just drop one and control one hand, or you'll be able to use both. And we'll learn that from our puppeteer, Brendan, who will join us. Gently, while this dries, turn my puppet over. And give it a nice little press again. All about reinforcing this craft glue and giving it lots of dry time. So all we're going to do is put a little glue and then just roll this around the arm, okay? And once we have it nicely rolled around, we'll let it dry. All right? So I'm actually going to put some glue directly on the rod here. I'm gonna let this arm come off so I can glue him back on. I can show you up close how I have rolled it. Moving on to my other arm. Right. So I've got some glue on here. Going to roll it. And then I'm going to hold it and press. This is tricky. Just have to roll it and press and hold. Dum dee dum dum dum. And we'll just set a timer. Play some games. I'm going to Grandma's and I'm bringing my airbed. I'm going to Grandma's and I'm bringing my airbed and my basketball. I'm going to Grandma's and I'm bringing my airbed and my basketball and my cantaloupe. I'm going to Grandma's and I'm bringing my airbed and my basketball and my cantaloupe and a dragon. Grandma will love that. I'm going to Grandma's and I'm bringing my airbag and my basketball and my cantaloupe and my dragon and my eggplant because it's summertime. Okay, very good. See how we can kill the time there? And already this is adhesing wonderfully. And I have to reattach this poor arm. So I will do that now. Put some glue right here on my sock. There's my plate for my glue. I need to make myself some space. My craft area. It's always good to keep your craft area clean. It really helps. Okay, there that goes. Press and hold, press and hold. Now, we're at this beautiful point where we can really let our puppet sit and dry. Yippee! Can't wait to see what everyone comes up with. I'm so excited. Here's our final product. You can see he's got his little mustache and his little arms. Woohoo! And how'd that hair and those eyebrows turn out? Yours would look good too. I think I could use a little tongue, but otherwise, we have a puppet. Can't wait to see everyone's final product.
I'll make a tongue out of this.
Yay!